Hello, hello, hello. I'm here. Are you here? Welcome. Good. I don't know why I shouted welcome so loudly. I'm just going to tell the people next door that I'm going live, obviously. Good morning and welcome to this session this morning about confidence. Absolutely love this topic. I think it's a much misunderstood topic, is confidence, and I love having a little rant about confidence. I'm not going to rant too much. So welcome. Do say hello in the comments. Let me know where you are in the world and what you're up to and whether it's already very hot where you are. So I've had to shut the door to do the live because I don't want next door's dog tends to come out about this time and start barking. And you probably can't even hear it, but it puts me off. So I've shut the door for now, but after I've finished this, I'm going to open the door again because it's positively balmy today in the UK. Summer has arrived with full force, and here we are basking in a very lovely sunny Surrey. Yes, down south it's probably even more so than it is up here. We don't quite get the same temperatures as you. Last year we were down in Windsor visiting Legoland with my fiance's little boy, and the weather was ludicrous, and we were in the motorhome, so we were literally, it was like living in a roasting tin for the summer. It was lovely, and all the grass was like super dead, like brown, and we were asking people what's been going on here then. And they were saying that it was that it hadn't had any rain for about 2 months at all, so maybe we're all heading towards hosepipe bans. So don't get me going on my neighbours who seem to have their sprinklers on all the time. It's already brown there, Alison. Yeah, it won't take long because I don't feel like we've had the wettest winter ever. I don't know what it's been like down there, but we had a wet April, like April showers knew they were supposed to be there, so that was lovely. But yeah, since then it's not really been very wet. So yeah, so I can see a few more people have come in. I'm just waffling to Alison about the weather because we're British and that's what we do. But apparently everybody does it, I understand. I've spoken to people from all over the world this year, probably more so than I ever, not this year, over the last 3 years, probably more so than I ever had done in the past. And most people I speak to say that people in their country talk about moan about the weather. We moan when it's wet, we moan when it's hot, we just moan about the weather, don't we? That's a very human thing to do, it turns out. So please do say hello. I can see more and more people coming in now. I do like this slot in the morning, actually. I'm at my best in the morning, so I quite like morning slots. Let me know where you are in the world. Hello, good morning Fanaz. We've had you here before, I believe. Yeah, and let me know if you're a newbie or a repeat offender, as we're now calling people. People who've been before. If you've been before, then please do let me know. So today we're going to explore confidence. So unlocking confidence, embracing self-belief and empowerment. Lovely topic. Hi Mandisa, hello. Yeah, Fanaz, you've been here before. Nice that you've come back. This is a good sign, I hope. I hope it means I've shared something helpful. I absolutely love exploring confidence, and I would say I had a beautiful conversation last night actually with a client about confidence, and it really is a much misunderstood subject. So we will be dispelling myths about confidence today. I did do quite a lengthy exploration of confidence. Maybe I could take those tracks and redo them to be a course on confidence. Next month, we're definitely doing productivity. I'm already kind of bubbling with the ideas for that. So we're going to do productivity next month. Maybe August, we could do confidence and really explore that, because it looks huge, doesn't it? Dealing with confidence or trying to have more confidence and all these other phrases that we hear about confidence. So I've got a few people here now, so I'll introduce myself. Please do introduce yourself in the comments and let me know. My name's Clare Downham. I'm a teacher here on Insight Timer and all sorts of other places too. I do like to spread the word. And I am a human potential catalyst, known as the Queen of Calm. Now, I wasn't always calm. I burnt out. I've been to the farthest extremes of the opposite of calm. Although if you'd asked me the day before I actually walked out of work and I went back whether I was stressed, I probably would have told you no and that you were wrong and I wasn't stressed. That's absolutely fine. But I was absolutely fine like that. Not very healthy at all. But didn't know I was stressed, didn't really get stressed, thought I was invincible, like many people, especially women, I think, do think we're invincible. But I'm sure men do too. Obviously, I'm not a man, so I don't really know what men think. Perhaps if you're a man here, I can see there are some men here in the comments, then let me know. Like, do you think you're invincible too? And then burn out because you just keep going and keep going and keep going. That's what I did. I didn't know I was stressed at all. So I've been to the opposite end of Queen of Calm. If you think of calm as a spectrum, I have literally been from one end to the other. I'm now calm pretty much most of the time, really. Not much riles me up these days. I mean, some people do, but but that's okay, it turns out. I don't get riled up by me being riled up, which is super helpful, I think. I'm not afraid of my experience anymore, which is lovely. So I teach something called the 3 Principles, which is the most powerful and potent way to reveal your potential. It really is. The whole thing is about human potential and what's available to us beyond our thinking. The 3 principles are mind, thought and consciousness, universal mind, thought, which I'm sure you're aware of, and consciousness, this ability to experience life and be aware of that. Now, I have created a track called What Are the 3 Principles and Why Do They Bring More Ease, which I keep going on about, but it hasn't actually, I've just been on my little tracks area today, and it hasn't yet been approved. And I feel like they've approved all the tracks that I've submitted after that. So I'm going to give them a nudge on that, because I think that's a helpful track to go and listen to. It's one of my free tracks. It's a helpful track to go and listen to if you would like to just get a taste of what this understanding is all about. I'd love to know in the comments, as you're saying hi, as you're letting me know where you are in the world, please do let me know if you've come across the 3 principles other than through my teachings, if you've come across them before. I'm on the 3rd day of a 3-day conference at the moment. The UK 3 Principles Conference has been taking place since Sunday, and I'm volunteering and helping out with the Zoom. It's all on Zoom. Helping out with the Zoom coordination stuff, and it's been an absolute pleasure. There's people who, so it's 50 years old. Thank you, Lee. Where are you from, Lee? To be finding my accent cool, because it's like pretty bog standard where I live. But obviously, let me know where you are, Lee. Australia. So you will have a very different accent to me. I love your accents as well. So there you go. I think accents are really cool. I think it's nice that we have different accents for the English language, because, well, and more and more so because, okay. So I'm from Yorkshire, Lee. I should have told that. I'm from Yorkshire in the north of England, but I don't think I've got the, like, if I really go, I can really go Yorkshire if you want, right? So I can talk like this and say, go to the foot of our stairs and talk like a proper Yorkshire person. But I don't tend to speak like that because I don't think my parents were very Yorkshire. And I live in Leeds and I lived in the posh bit. And then I went to university, and I think when you go to university, your accent gets a little bit neutralised if it's not too strong anyway. So for Naz, you hear about so many principles about psychology and mindfulness and stuff getting mixed up. And I think what's interesting there for Naz is that what I'm talking about are principles. So the word principles is about stuff that is true and provable. And these 3 principles that I talk about are universal, true facts about how human experience is created. And that's one of the things that's super cool about them, is that you give me any scenario that you're struggling with, you give me any issue in the world, and I can explain it via these three principles. They're a bit like gravity. Like if you go all around the world and you drop things, they will fall downwards, no matter where you are, unless you're in some gravity-free chamber somewhere. But they're going to fall down. Things are going to fall down, no matter where you are in the world, no matter who you are, no matter which room you're in your house, no matter how high you are up a mountain or how close to sea level you are. It doesn't really matter. Gravity still works. Things still fall downwards in this world that we live in, on this planet that we live in. So there's something universal about that, and that's the joy of the three principles, is it's something universal. Now, I think most of us in this room, me included, have been, you're right, Fanaz, have been on a merry dance around loads, I know this is millions, but probably between us it's millions, but we've been around the houses looking for the answer to reach our potential, to feel better, to do better, to change, whatever it is, to just have a nicer experience of life. We have, haven't we? We've been around the houses. And I even if you just research something quite simple like how do I feel more confident, I actually did that yesterday because I was writing something and I wanted the figures. How do you feel more confident? That search brings up like something like 500 million results. I think if you search some questions about confidence, you get 1 billion results. And there's only 8 billion people on the planet. Now, the reason why there are so many things we can try to feel more confident or feel more anything or feel less of anything is because they're pointing us in the wrong direction. So it just gets more and more complicated. I sit in a lot of business networking meetings and lots of people introduce themselves and they say they do this, that and the other therapy. There's so many different kinds of therapy. There's so many different tools and techniques. There's so many different books. It's an endless search in the wrong direction. It's literally like me saying, Lee, I want to get to Australia and just walking the wrong way. I mean, I guess maybe I would eventually get to Australia going the wrong way. That might not be the right example, really. Maybe it's I want to get to the moon, but I set off with a trajectory to Mars. I'm not going to get there, am I? And that's what's happening, is because confidence is innate, it's inside us, but we're out there looking for it out there. And so there's interference anyway that's stopping us experiencing it. So there's a hair here that's really annoying me. It's stuck to something. That sounds gross, doesn't it? But it's a bit of blue tack, and my hair falls out so much these days. So we're looking outside for it, and it isn't outside, it's inside. So hello, Matthias from Denmark. Yeah, you probably wouldn't know if you'd come across the three principles, although lots of people teach a similar thing and don't call it that, so maybe not. So, do you live in New Zealand now, Matthias? Or do you still live in Denmark? From Denmark originally and now in New Zealand? Or anyway, yes, I got rid of all mine, Fanaz. All of them. Like, after I came across the three principles, I grew up in New Zealand. After I came across the three principles, I got rid of all my self-development books. All of them. I've still got some on Audible, but they won't give me a refund. So, hello, Victoria from Sweden. Welcome. And hello, Matthias. And we've got some people. Tell me if you knew. Three principles of thought, mind and consciousness. They are a description of how life works, just like gravity is a description of why things fall down. Three principles is a description of why we fall down. I'm thinking well, not why we fall down, but why we are not achieving our potential. So today we are exploring some aspects of achieving your potential, unlocking confidence. We're going to explore today. And I love talking about confidence because I have a lot of fun with it. So you're going to be going on a journey today that might be a little bit unexpected. We're looking at unlocking confidence. We're looking at embracing self-belief and empowerment. What else do you need to know about me? I've got a profile on, obviously because I'm a teacher, I've got a profile on here. Please do go and give me a follow. And then you can find out about my 2 little courses calm, balance and clarity with ease. And the more popular one is reaching your potential with the 3 principles. That one's going down a storm, actually. Nearly got 300 people on there. So if you want to join the course, make my day, make it go tip over into the 300s. That'd be really cool. So please do go and explore those courses. They'll give you a little bit more of this perspective on how life works. Now, for me, like many of you here, like people with bookshelves full of unread self-development books, I did read a lot of mine. I listened to a lot as well for Naz, so I had a lot. I've got a lot on Audible still, and I also had a lot of books about habits. I had a lot on the shelves as well. They'll went to charity after I came across the 3 principles, because I realised I didn't need fixing. There's nothing wrong with me. I didn't need to do any more self-development. Yay! Marvellous! I'm free. It's quite wonderful, actually. This is it, guys. Stay in this conversation. Learn about this. Stay with it, Jennifer. Today, hopefully, you'll hear something of significance, and that will put you on a path to carry on exploring this. Explore it with me. Explore it with somebody else. Do you know what? I don't really care as long as you find out about the 3 principles. It is truly transformational. There's tons of free content out there about 3 principles. I've got tons of it on Insight Time if you go over and follow my profile. I've also got a link on there. If you click on the link, you can explore a little bit more. 4 hours. Bless you. Well, that's fine. Oh, bless you, Matthias. That is thank you, Matthias. That's really nice. I hope so. Now I've got super pressure now because Matthias is actually staying up, even though he's not had much sleep, to listen to me. So I hope it is helpful. So I love Insight Timer. You're lovely. I have such lovely interactions on here. It's really nice. It's much nicer than anywhere else where you could go live in the wild world out there. Yeah, social media is a wild world, isn't it? So please do follow me and do support Insight Time. And if you find anything helpful today, and you're still awake by the end, then please feel free to make a donation. They're gratefully received. I always get a bit tongue-tied about this whole money thing, but I kind of I have to say it, and I want to say it because I think it's valuable stuff that I'm sharing here. So, confidence. So let's start with the outside-in concept of confidence, which is wrong, by the way, just so we underpin that right at the start. You're going to hear a bit of a story about confidence and what it even is. So, as I said before, you can go onto Google right now, and I dare anybody to do this, and just search how do I feel more confident or some such thing, and you will find there are hundreds of millions of hits. So I think the last time I looked, there might have been 500 million, something like that, or maybe more than 500 million. And you could start at the first article and work your way through them if you like. And maybe some things will be a bit helpful, especially those things that helped you to see something insightfully about yourself, something that brings you to a place of greater awareness perhaps might be helpful. But you could potentially start, like many of us here have done, start at number 1 and work our way through, and still maybe feel a little bit better some days, but kind of feel like you're going a bit up and down, trying another tool, trying another technique, trying another book. For me, that was very much about performance, about productivity. That was my search. I searched and searched and searched for the answer to be more productive. And that went on and on and on for a long time, until I came across this understanding. And now I'm probably more productive than I've ever been in my life, really. And also don't judge myself when I'm not, so life's a lot easier. So with confidence, you can go and you can try some of these things. And I know, like, pop in the comments if you've tried a few things to try and feel more confident. If it feels like, because the model is, isn't it, that it makes us feel like we've lost it. Like, that's a phrase, isn't it? I've lost my confidence. Where? Where? Well, obviously you're asking where because you've lost it and you don't know where it is. It's not your car keys. You can't really lose your confidence. What does that mean? Like, where do we think that goes? Now, I'm going to reference, there's a track I've just put on here this morning where I've shared an equation for performance. And I think it's an equation for life, this. It's not just for performance in the traditional sense of the word. But so performance equals potential minus interference. So with confidence, if we put confidence instead of performance, confidence equals potential minus interference. So what's your potential? That's a tricky one, isn't it? Because to me, when we think about universal mind, which powers everything, well, that's your potential. It's infinite. There's no way, like the phrase, are you reaching your potential? Are you as confident as you could be? Well, who knows? Because your potential is like pointing at fire with ice, which is something Michael Neal says. You can't ever really touch it because it's this infinite energy of life. That's the truth of who you are. So the model that we have, that's the standard model, says, well, it might say that you're born confident or you're not born confident. I don't know. That's not really relevant. But somehow your confidence can be chipped away at, can be taken away, can be stolen, can be damaged. Like the client that I'm working with at the moment, who I just mentioned, she talks about having lost her confidence. She's in sales and she says she's lost her confidence. So we really explored that quite deeply yesterday. Because what does that even mean? That's the model, isn't it? The model is you were okay at one point and now you're not. Now your confidence is gone. But what if that model was wrong? Well, it is. Not what if. It just is. It just is wrong. So here's the other model, the model that says potential. All that's happening is, when we think about confidence disappearing, is that our potential is being interfered with by something. Not that it's gone. So the model that I'm pointing you to is the model of innate qualities, innate well-being, innate confidence, innate resilience, innate potential, innate peace, love and wisdom. Like a diamond inside. It's somebody else's, I don't even know who originated that metaphor, to be fair. I think it's probably been passed down through the ages. But it's the only thing really I can think of that is so indestructible. So when we think about confidence, where can we see that? Where can we see that innate potential? Well, we can see it in our young people, particularly when they're very small. So we can see it in that baby learning to walk. I was saying this morning, I was recording something this morning, and I was saying that, when children learn to move, when they start learning to move, I particularly noticed with my son, not so much my daughter, who's the older one, she was a bit like more chilled out, but my son literally just was in everything, up everything, doing everything. My daughter first, sung in public when she was about 4. She's just like not bothered at all. She's always had this innate. Sorry, I have a creature flying around my head. She's never been fazed by being on stage, and even now at 23, she's never got that interference. She's never got any interference of her ability to sing and knowing that she's good at it. She was told that a lot as a kid, though, so that's probably helped. So when little children begin to do things, they have innate confidence, don't they? Like there's no child has any doubt that they can walk. that they're capable of walking. No child has any doubt that they're communicating. You know, there's a cute little video. I keep seeing them. I think I see them on YouTube. And there was and there's a guy, a youngish guy with his little one, and this little child just chats away in gibberish. You know, like they do at that stage when they're about one-ish, and they start like this, and this child's just, and the man is just like joining in. He's going, oh yeah, absolutely, I was thinking that too. And he's just joining in this conversation with this child. This child has no idea that they're not speaking. They've got this innate confidence in their ability to, and this lovely father, I'm assuming it's the child's father, is perpetuating that. He's encouraging that. You know, that's just amazing. To see this interaction where this child is just not bothered that they're not really speaking proper words, because they're just having such a wonderful time kind of chatting away, and it's lovely to see. And the other place quite amusingly I think we can see it is that, you know, when you go to a wedding or a big family party, you know, I don't know, we've not had so many of those in the last few years, have we? But you go to one of those, and who's the first on the dance floor? The little children, aren't they? You know, and me actually, because I don't care about stuff like that. I just get on the dance floor anyway. But the little children are the first on the dance floor. They do not care what anybody else thinks about them. They don't have any thinking about dancing. They feel the music in their bodies, and it's like this innate dancing just happens. And it's innate, isn't it? That's unhindered. There's no interference. The child just doesn't care. They're on the dance floor. Now, what I would love you to see is that potential is still there in you. That confidence potential is still there in you. It does not, that is a constant. That's a constant. It does not get reduced in any way. Your ability to do things, because this is my definition of confidence really, is it's the ability to do things unhindered or not interfered by anything. And the only thing really that ever gets in the way of us doing things is what's ticking away up here. That's it. There isn't anything else getting in the way. Now, when we begin to see this, the interference can begin to fall away. It's understanding the model. This is all I'm doing, is I'm teaching you this model. And as you begin to absorb this model, you will begin to experience yourself in a different way. So I'm just advert for veterans. So what you may have observed may be a lack of confidence, but what you're not. That's what we're told to see, isn't it? We're told to see a lack of confidence. There is no lack. There's interference. There's thinking. Now, you will have seen glimpses of this yourself. This concept of the diamond inside, the innate well-being, the truth of who you really are. Seen all of that, and then this concept of interference, thought telling you things about you that are not true, thought telling you can't do things, thought telling you you're not good enough, thought telling you you're not confident. And that's the only thing that's stopping you moving forward at any time. The only thing that's stopping you is thought. Now, what thought can often bring with it, the flip side of the coin, thought, feelings, connected to each other. One energy coming into different forms in your body. the thought form, the feeling thought form, they're all connected. And what you may experience when you say, I don't feel confident, is the feeling, anxiety, fear. It's a feeling that sometimes it can feel like somebody's sat on your chest, can't it? You can't move forward. There's such huge a resistive feeling. It's all part of the interference that comes from thought. Now, all that's happening there really is a misunderstanding that that feeling is telling us something about the thing we're about to do, that it's telling us that we cannot move forward. It's telling us there's danger, it's telling us it's not safe. But that thinking is interference, it's just noise, it's just what we learn as we grew up. You know, like if that little baby I talked about earlier who's talking away in gibberish, you know, if people have started to say, that's not right, you need to speak differently, you're not speaking, you know, started to put that child down, very quickly that child would learn to be quiet. That child will start to learn about themselves. But not really. They start to learn what other people think about them. Now we carry that. We just carry it through life. But all it is something somebody said to us when we were little. It's not truth, it's misunderstanding. We believe the adults around us, don't we, that they say unpleasant things to us and about us, and we misunderstand things, and we just get the wrong end of the stick as a child because we just don't have that life experience and we're not able to sort of filter it out. So we just take it on as truth. And then as an adult, we are still believing it. That's the interference. So when we think about performance or confidence equals potential minus interference, interference is thought. It's only thought. It manifests in your body as a feeling sometimes, and that's all a feeling ever is. An emotion is a representation of your state of mind. It's a representation of your thinking. It's the energetic transference of thought form to physical reaction in your body. That's all part of the same interference system. Now, what's really cool, and what I was about to say before, but I got distracted and went off a bit, is that you will have experienced this yourself. Like I know, and please, let me know in the comments if you've experienced this, where you've had a thought to do something, then you've not felt confident about it, you felt anxious, you felt fearful, you've not felt you can do it, but you've done it anyway. And you've been okay. Like yesterday I was hosting a room in the Three Principles conference, and one of the speakers said she was really anxious and she was really nervous about it, but once she got going, she was fine. And it was absolutely beautiful what she shared. And she'd written loads of notes and she hardly referred to them. You could see she was just flowing with it. Because as she started speaking and she started to focus on the audience in front of you, she started to focus on what she wanted to share, all the thinking that had come up in advance of doing that thing just fell away. There wasn't enough space in her head for it. She was present and she was therefore in flow. And so in terms of addressing this, the only thing really is to know that it's there. Like, I am not going to give you a tool or a technique to fix this, but I am going to guide you towards awareness. What's your interference? What's that voice in your head saying about what you can and can't do? What's holding you back from reaching your potential? Just all you need to do is notice it. And I think as well, as you notice it and as you realise that's just the past, churning its same old habitual noise out, you'll begin to take it less seriously. You'll begin to take it with a pinch of salt, as we say here. I don't know if anybody in other countries have got a similar saying to that, but you will begin to let it pass. And also, what you will find cool is that you will start to move forward with it on board. To still do the thing that you think to do with that thinking on board. Oh, of course, we all do that for Naz. We all do that, don't we? Like, we write a list and then we beat ourselves up about the things we haven't done on the list and completely ignore the fact that we've achieved an awful lot. And that's, again, that's more interference for Naz. It's just a trick of the mind. It's like it's starting to understand as well, as we bring awareness to this, that we've all got certain things that our mind likes to do when we're upset. Not likes to do, but just has a tendency to do, a habit to do when we're upset. And, you know, for a lot of us who are in this room right now, it's probably undermine us. When we're upset, our thinking goes towards how rubbish we are and how we're not good enough and how we could do better and blah, 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 all of that stuff. That's a tendency. So, and the great thing about seeing those tendencies, becoming aware of them, getting a sense of what your mind does when it's upset, is that it creates it. All we need is to create that awareness. With the awareness, we can start to see it differently, have a different relationship with it. So I haven't said welcome for a little while, but I can see there's a lot more people come in now. So I'd just like to say hello and welcome to this live session on unlocking confidence and embracing self-belief and empowerment. My name's Clare Downham. I'm the queen, known as the Queen of Calm, but I've been the Queen of Burnout in the past, so I've experienced burnout. I've come to a completely different place and state of mind now through understanding something called the three principles. So you may or may not have come across the three principles. It's always cool to hear from people who have come across the three principles. What I would say to you is, if you enjoy my accent, my humour and my occasional crying, which, not done that today, but that's fine. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But if you enjoy listening to me, then please do head over to my profile and follow my profile. Click on the link there. There's a little bit more information about me, and there's a little bit more information about the three principles. But even if you don't think it's me you want to listen to, find out about the three principles. Especially if you've been on a self-development hamster wheel for more years than you care to remember, trying to fix yourself, trying to seek a better feeling, more ease in your life, to reveal your potential, which is what we're exploring this month, then please do stay in this conversation. And if you enjoy what I'm sharing, you might enjoy my two little courses, Calm, Balance and Clarity with Ease, and Revealing Your True Potential with the Three Principles. Both of those are available on my profile. And if you follow me, of course, you get to know when I'm going live, and I've got a few more lives already booked in this week. I've got my phone down here so I can look at them on on the screen. So tomorrow at 3:50, comparison to celebration. Anybody else do comparison? Comparisonitis. Thursday, 8:05, Inner Wisdom, Harnessing Your Intuition for Guided Potential. And 16th, which is Friday at 12:20, so that's a lunchtime one, Cultivate Compassion, Potential from Kindness and Connection. So those are my lives for the rest of this week. I do need to schedule some for last week. And as I say, there's loads of tracks. I've just had some premium tracks released. I've got a few meditations now on Insight Timer, some premium tracks that you can go listen to. I can't see them on here at the moment because I don't know if the premium tracks, have the premium tracks been released yet? I'm not sure whether they're showing us live on my profile, but I don't know if they've actually been released on the app. I thought I might have had an email about that. So there's a few meditations on there now, but mostly there's little podcast style talks on the subjects that I'm covering. So this month we are talking about revealing our potential, and hopefully this session is helpful in terms of that. And if you are able to make a donation to Insight Timer because you found this content helpful, or you just like listening to me, or you want to support Insight Timer in general, then I'll be very grateful if you're able to make a donation. So we've talked a little bit about confidence. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you for updating me on that. Yeah, so I have got some premium meditations now. My meditations are really reminders, because I don't want anybody to think that all of what they desire is out there. Like the inner stuff that we want: confidence, resilience, peace, calm, wisdom, etc., etc. All the things that we're often seeking outside of us, we can get caught into believing those things are in meditation. Calm, especially, perhaps peace of mind, presence, that those things are only available to us in meditation. And yesterday I was, what was I listening to? I think it was something on the Three Principles conference, and we were talking about, they were talking about feeling calm. And this lady said, I've noticed that I've just come back from my holiday, and I just came back, rushed into the conference, trying to get into it, feeling like I've got loads of things to do. And you could hear her getting busyfied about, and she really was pointing to the idea that she couldn't be calm whilst unpacking the car, getting the washing on, all the post-holiday shenanigans that you just you've just got so much when you come back from holiday. It's like, you need another holiday to recover from the clearing up after the holiday, don't you? But she was really caught up in, and she was saying, I've got all these things to do, and I'm what I'd really love is to what I think I need to do is sit down and be still and be calm. And what the Three Principles teacher said, or the person who's on the talk said, you can be calm while doing things. You don't need to lie still to be calm. I find that most of my day now, I would say I'm present, I'm in a state of meditation. I don't need to be meditating, it's a state of mind. So my meditations are hopefully reminders of that, reminders of what's innate to you. And we all need reminders. I listen to something, I speak about the Three Principles a lot, so that's very grounding for me. But I also listen to other teachers of the Three Principles. I'm in a conference for 3 days just listening to Three Principles teachers. It's absolutely wonderful, and it's coming with a lovely feeling. But a lot of people say they're coming out of the session with a lovely feeling, and I just think, well, I feel like that most of the time now. I don't really not feel like that very often. I do. I'm a human being, and I still go up and down, but not as much as I used to by a long chalk. Oh, that's lovely, Fanaz. I mean, anything that's present to you, chatting and laughing, absolutely. I'm with you on that. I'm a chatter and a laugher all the time. Me and my fiancé have this continual, we have such banter, we're terrible banterers. I'm glad that I think Matthias had to go, but I love what he said about finding out about the Three Principles. Explore, get curious. It's something different. And I'm on a mission by coming onto Insight Timer really to have it be much more widely understood. So I have written to Insight Timer, and I've put in a suggestion, because when I go to share my tracks and stuff, it's not an option to select the teaching. So the non-duality is on there, and Buddhism and all sorts of other, mindfulness and psychology and all sorts of other models of looking at the world are available, but the Three Principles is not on Insight Timer. So I have written to them and made a suggestion that I would like the 3 principles to be added to that list, so that hopefully we can then encourage more 3 principles teachers to come onto Insight Timer and share their stuff. So but I do strongly believe, if you don't want to listen to me, if you think I've got an annoying Yorkshire accent, or I don't know what, just making stuff up now, but if you don't want to listen to me, if you'd like to listen to somebody else, but do explore about the 3 principles, I really do recommend it. But obviously, if you want to learn from me, go over to my profile, follow me there, and click on the link. There's a little bit more information about me and what I do and what I share. There's a little video on there as well, which is helpful. So please do go over and have a look and check that out. And then you can see the courses and all the other tracks that I've released. And the tracks are many and varied. So just click on one and have a listen and see what you think. And as I say, my meditations now. So yeah, meditation is really interesting as a practice. Obviously, I'm sitting here on an app that shares an awful lot of meditation. It's a beautiful practice. It's so nice. And I would say now I very occasionally do meditate. And it's really just because I like it. Like I like walking and I like cake. I'm not actually a big cake person. I'm more of a chocolate person, actually. But we have things we like, and that's one of the things I like sometimes, is to meditate. But before, it felt like a necessity. It felt like my life depended on it, really. And I'm glad to not feel like that about it anymore. So we've talked a little bit about confidence. So really, like, where I'm pointing to with confidence is that, to me, confidence is doing things without feeling hindered. And the only hindrance that there is, really, is our thoughts and feelings. So confidence has been built up as a thing to go and get from out there, which I think is just a lie. It's not. It's an innocent lie. Like, people aren't deliberately trying to dupe you. They're not being awful. But it's not. There is no thing called confidence. There's moving forward in our lives unhindered by interference, and the interference that we generally get hindered by is our thoughts and feelings. Confidence, I'm going to say it now, it's where I've been leading up to, doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's not something we have to go get from out there. It's not like it's sold to us like bread. And yeah, if I need some bread, I have to go and search the internet. If I don't search the internet for bread, obviously, because I can go to the supermarket, but I have to go out and get bread because it's a thing that I have to get. You don't have to go get confidence. You just have to become aware of what's in the way of it. And that, folks, is so much less hard work. Oh my goodness, so much less hard work. Like awareness and learning the 3 principles, as opposed to doing endless tools and techniques and reading books and doing activity to try and make yourself be confident. And what I see often in that activity is it just increases the interference. It gives us more thinking, especially if it doesn't work, because if we try a tool or technique and it doesn't work, then we believe it's us, don't we? We don't go, oh, that's a rubbish tool or technique. Usually we go, oh, I'm a hard case, problematic, non-confident person. I need more, and we go look for more. It's not out there, it's inside. And that's why it's confusing the heck out of us. Well, we don't have to get over them, Alison. There's nothing to get over. It's just ignore them. Like, it's just like what happens as we explore the 3 principles is we just become a noticer of them, a noticer of the thoughts that are in the way. We become aware of them, they become visible to us, and then we start to shrug them off more. And where we're being guided by our amazing, innate, clever system, our psychological immune system, as it's often known in the 3 principles, is the feeling. If it feels icky, the thinking is a lie. It's not a limiting belief. Don't give it that much kudos. Don't give it a thing. Don't give it a title. It's thought. That's all a belief is. It's just a thought that's been there a long time. And it's habitual. And it turns up when you're upset, Alison, you'll have noticed. This is just the kind of thing I love to explore with my clients. It really is. Yes, we've learned some things along the way, Alison. But there's no work. We've been sold that it's hard, and of course the entire self-development industry, well, I'm not really sorry, is built on creating this. It's built on lack. It's built on a model of lack. It's telling you, Alison, that you lack these things, and therefore it's a big hard job to get them back again, or to get them in the first place. You've already got awareness that there's some stuff in your head that's rubbish. Sit with that. Stay with that. Stay with curiosity. If it's feeling bad, if it's holding you back, if it's stopping you following the stuff that's coming from here, from your heart, then it is absolute rubbish. It's noise, it's interference. And what I've noticed over time is that as I used to believe all that stuff, I mean, I didn't even used to know there was thinking. I used to think that was, like when you're making a cake and you've got to kind of follow the recipe, haven't you? Especially with a cake. Otherwise you get some kind of flat pancakey thing. You've got to put all the ingredients in, you've got to follow it, you've got to have the right equipment. It all works because we follow the instructions. Now, I used to think that my thinking was that. It's just an instruction manual. Follow the instructions. Do what it says. Boom, 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 boom. And then life will be okay. And that really took me on a ridiculous journey. And made me feel terrible a lot of the time. Following that rule book. What I thought was a rule book. And these days, thoughts come in and I have this tendency to just... got an itch. I have this tendency to just... when I see them, ignore them. And that's what's... like this 3 principles conversation really is so much about awareness, really. That's all we need. We just need curiosity, awareness, open-mindedness, understanding that our feelings are a representation of our state of mind and not anything else. With a few of these simple understandings under our belt, confidence just becomes our natural state. Self-belief is there naturally, and we begin to be more empowered. Like, I've not really talked much about empowerment, but we are empowered. We become empowered when we start to change our relationship with our thoughts and feelings. When we stop seeing them as personal. When we stop seeing them as who we are. That just gets easier and easier. And that to me is empowerment. Empowerment is when I can do something despite the voice in my head saying I can't. And that's why you all are empowered already, because I know every single one of you has at some point done that. Done something that you didn't think you could do, despite the limiting beliefs. Without so much hard work. Sometimes just insightfully we know we can, don't we? Bless you, Fanaz. It is universal, but knowing that isn't necessarily helpful, is it? Because it does feel so personal. And I think, like, for me, with grief and loss, I think the biggest thing that is problematic in it is not us experiencing it, it's that we think our experience is wrong. There's nothing wrong with how you're grieving when you've lost. It can only be right for you. And be patient with yourself. I think I've shared on here before that I heard a story once about a man who, a woman whose husband had died, and they'd been together 50, 60 years, something like that. And after 2 weeks, she was still upset. 2 weeks? Why wouldn't she be upset? It just seems ludicrous to me that she was expecting not to be upset. And she went to the doctors, and the doctor put her on antidepressants. Humans are allowed to feel. Goodness gracious me. Fancy 2 weeks after a huge bereavement like that being put on antidepressants. Oh, thank you, Katharina. What a beautiful name. Yeah, your insight. I did wonder. Yeah, they are. They're valuable to guide us. Insights, really. Thank you, Alison. Your insights, yeah. And I would say insights and thoughts may be two different things. Like for me, an insight is when something falls away, whereas thoughts can often feel like part of the problem, part of the interference. I think insight comes when interference falls away. So like we could put into that equation that I've mentioned earlier, insight equals potential minus interference, where interference is thought. Like it's we could put anything into that equation, all the things. So calm equals potential minus interference. Wisdom equals potential minus interference. That when you think about that equation, you could put pretty much anything at the beginning. Everything that you think is out there is available inside when the interference starts to be taken less seriously, when you have a different relationship with interference, and B, as you take it less seriously, it does start to naturally fall away. There's nothing really for you to do. You won't hear me often talk about doing on these sessions. I'm teaching what underpins. And for you, when you notice the interference, when you notice that you are caught up in something, that you are feeling perhaps fearful, generally it's fearful, isn't it, when we're talking about the opposite of confidence. When you feel fearful, that you just become aware of that. That's all you have to do, really. So, well, I hope you're feeling a little bit more empowered. Like, again, empowerment isn't out there either. I think where empowerment for me comes in is in that choice point. When we become aware that thought is creating our experience, when we notice that, then there is a choice point. When we can just go, oh, okay. I'm going to move away from that thinking because it's not helpful. But also realising that we can move forward, because again, let's go back to confidence and its the bizarre concept of it is that, confidence is to me the ability to move forward unhindered by interference. But it doesn't mean the interference has to go away. Like, what if you could just do things with it shattering away in the background? You can, by the way. And I know you have done in the past. I know you felt anxious and fearful about something and done it anyway. And doesn't that show us that potential is always there? So thank you so much for being here this morning or this evening, wherever it is. I'm Clare Downham, the Queen of Calm, and this has been a session on confidence. So unlocking confidence, embracing self-belief and empowerment. Tomorrow at 3:50 p.m. UK. These are all BST times because that's where I am, and we are doing British summertime in style right now. It's very blue sky up there. Tomorrow at 3:50, comparison to celebration. Thursday 8:05, inner wisdom, harnessing your intuition for guided potential. And 16th, which is Friday, 12:20 p.m. So that's a lunchtime one for those in the UK, of course. Cultivate compassion, potential from kindness and connection. So thank you so much for being here. Please do pop over to my profile and follow me. I think it's fairly easy to do from the live, isn't it? And if you are interested in learning more about the three principles, I've got lots of free tracks, some premium tracks now, and also a couple of courses, Calm, Balance and Clarity with Ease, and Revealing Your True Potential with the three principles, your full potential. I wish I'd called it true potential. Anyway, full potential with the three principles. and there's a link there as well to find out a little bit more about me. So I hope to see you again, especially if you're new. Please do stay in this conversation. If you've heard anything today that you found helpful, then please keep exploring, keep looking in this direction. There is so much to see here and so much interference that can fall away. If you have found this session helpful at all, then of course I'm super grateful if you are able to make a donation today. It supports me in the work that I do. I love turning up on here. I've found my little happy place. Not that Insight Timer makes me happy, it's my thinking about Insight Timer, but I have very happy thinking about Insight Timer, so there you go. And I do love turning up here. So thank you so much for being here today, and I hope I see you again soon. Lots of love and take care.